Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Charles Wallenfried back with another cigar and a book. Um, these days, more than ever, we need to put down the phone, put down the tablet, close the laptop, and open up a real book. We have lost our way, and some part of the reason why we have lost our way these days is because we just don't do basic things anymore. And doing something basic like reading a book, I know will help change a lot of what's going on. Today's book is Scars and Stripes. This is by Tim Kennedy. For those of you who may have heard of Tim Kennedy has been on Joe Rogan, and he's been on other shows. He's had his own TV shows and things like that. Also, he was a UFC fighter, so you may know him from there. This particular book is a biography of what he's been through up until now. He's a relatively young man. I believe he's around the same age as myself. But he has been through so much. Now, reading this book, how do I want to put this? Many of our favorite movies, we like gangster movies, like something like Scarface or Goodfellas, we root for the bad guy. Well, Tim is more of rooting for the asshole. He is absolutely an asshole. Tim Kennedy is reading in this book, you will find that he is a pompous jerk, an arrogant son of a bitch, and by way we describe people these days, also he has toxic masculinity. But as you read this book, it'll make you question, what do we do with these type of people? Why do we have these type of people? And we'll learn that we probably actually need these type of people. He's not a good guy. When you read this book, you'll find out in every aspect he did something wrong. He was doing something wrong, and a lot of the time it was his arrogance that would get in the way. When he was in the military as a Green Beret, it happened then too. But what I would say is, if you don't know anything about the military and Green Berets and Special Forces, there's a special type of person who does these things. And sadly to say, or the reality of it is, they're not good people. However, they're on your side. And that same kind of not good is very productive when you want to absolutely get something done. And Tim Kennedy was allowed, with the right leadership and the right people around him, he was allowed to really help our society, or even you could say maybe go far as the world. This book, Tim Kennedy is going through just ups and downs all day long. But what you definitely really get out of it is how he was able to persevere, how he was able to get kicked in the balls and get back up again, and be a bad person, or awful person, or arrogant bastard, and then also being someone's hero. And I don't mean hero in sort of tongue in cheek. I mean absolute saving people's life hero. But to get to that point, sometimes you got to take the windy road. There's no straight road to it. And I had a good time reading about him. Now, here, let me talk about real heroics and something that maybe draw you? Like, what about him that was just so awesome, besides being a UFC fighter, besides being a Green Beret? He actually was one of the people, one of the very few people, to help smuggle Afghans who helped us during these Afghan wars, and Americans after everything went bad when we had the Afghanistan pullout. When everything went bad, he went in and pulled out, if I'm not mistaken, I know dozens of people. I don't know if it's hundreds. Might have been hundreds. I got to read the book again. But he saved absolute lives. Absolute lives. As far as readability, the book was awesome. It was literally fun to read. It was exciting. It was amazing how he was able to remember all the things that he remembered, especially since, how do I put this? A lot of stuff went bad. A lot of things went bad. Awful. And you will find everything you would see in an action movie is there. But it was real life. Absolute real life. And he breaks it down to you and tells you exactly what happened. Again, like on my last video, I'm late to the party with telling you what I'm smoking. Today I'm smoking the Monte Cristo, the Cuban Monte Cristo famous number 2, the famous Monte Cristo number 2. To me, though I do like the Cohiba, I believe this is the quintessential Cuban cigar. So the Monte Cristo number 2, if you can get your hands on it, make sure you try it. It's been around for so long and for a good reason. It's been around for years, and it is a fantastic cigar. Along with that, we're drinking the Johnny Walker Green Label. For years, I avoided drinking Johnny Walker. If it was a blended whiskey, I left it alone. And to me, Johnny Walker was the king of blended whiskey, which they are. I couldn't stand blended whiskey. Couldn't stand it. But I didn't really give it a chance. The Green Label is a very good product. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this helped you out. I hope this may have motivated you to read Scars and Stripes by Tim Kennedy. This was an awesome book, an absolute page turner, fun to read, ups and downs, everything you can want, and in a story. Give it a chance, give it a read, and if you have an opportunity, buy it for yourself and somebody else. I'm Charles Wallingford, and Scars and Stripes, Johnny Walker Green Label, and Monte Cristo number 2 is how I would spend my money.